Sign language will become the 12th official language in South Africa today. President Cyril Ramaphosa will sign into law the Sign Language Bill during a ceremony at the Union Buildings in Pretoria. This after the National Assembly approved the amendment of Section 6 of the Constitution to include South African Sign Languages as an official language. The new legislation seeks to advance the cultural acceptance of SASL, ensure the realization of the rights of persons who are deaf and hard of hearing, and promote inclusive and prevent or eliminate unfair discrimination on the grounds of disability. On this now, we are joined by Dr Claudine Storbeck from the Center for Deaf Studies at Wits University. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I mean, this is big news, particularly for the deaf community who have been calling for this bill. What does this mean? What is the essence of this bill?
Yeah, this is big news. We've been fighting for it and waiting for it for 25 years. And the essence of it is, number one, that deaf people are finally seen as a cultural and linguistic minority group and are finally being able to demand and know that they can access their services in a language they can understand and access. So the 11 official spoken languages cannot be accessed by deaf people at all. And so for the past few years, they've not been able to access anything. And so for the first time ever, justice system, the health system, education system should now be finally accessible to them so that they can realize their human rights.
Now, I mean, earlier in my intro, we talked about, just the shortcomings and the challenges being faced daily by the deaf community. And you've also just alluded to that. Just remind us again, what are some of the challenges, particularly at a service level where a lot of the deaf communities, their service is not really met. And of course, the families that are involved are also affected.
Yeah. I mean, just think about it. You're in an accident and you need to the hospital and no one understands you. Imagine during COVID when there was the face masks and people couldn't understand what was happening in hospital and you potentially were dying and you didn't know what was happening because imagine all the families with deaf children who have not had any access and help. How do you report a rape, a crime, without access to accessible services in the justice system and the police? Totally groundbreaking news at the moment.